All right, so we're ready to dive in. This time, we're taking a look at a true sci-fi classic, The Abyss. We're going deep, exploring how it tackles first contact, but, not in the way we usually see.
Right. It's not your typical alien invasion flick.
Not at all. So today we're unpacking a few big connected themes. First up, how The Abyss flips the script on how we see extraterrestrials.
Okay. Yeah, how so?
Well, instead of these aggressive conquerors, we get peaceful beings, super advanced, living in, get this, the deep ocean.
Interesting choice. The ocean adds a whole other layer to it.
Totally. And that brings us to another point. How different parts of humanity react to these aliens. You've got the military, all tense and suspicious. Then you've got individuals who are more open-minded, ready to understand.
That clash is always a good one for a story.
Oh, absolutely. And woven through all that are these deeper themes: fear, ignorance, and whether we humans are going to self-destruct. But maybe, just maybe, there's hope for us to change.
Always got to have a little hope. Right.
Exactly. And we can't forget The Abyss takes some pretty clear shots at militarism, that whole Cold War mentality. So we got to tackle that too. Last but not least, we're diving into this wild idea. What if these aliens are just watching us, and if they step in, it's to course correct, not to conquer?
Man, that raises some questions about freedom. If someone's watching, how free are we really?
See, you're already getting the gears turning. That's what we like to see. So ready to plunge into the abyss.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first things first. Let's talk about these aliens. Like we said, they're not the little green men with ray guns. Instead, they're these serene beings living in the deepest parts of the ocean. Why do you think the filmmakers went that route?
Well, I think it immediately challenges our assumptions, right? We're so used to aliens coming from outer space, but the abyss is saying, hey, what if the truly alien is right here on Earth, in a place we barely understand?
Right. Like, we haven't even explored all of our own oceans. It makes you think, what else is out there hidden in the depths?
Exactly. And by making these aliens oceanic, it connects them to this vast, mysterious, powerful force of nature. It adds to their mystique and their otherworldliness.
And their technology. It's not about weapons. It's about understanding and manipulating water, almost like an extension of their environment. They create these amazing structures, these almost living sculptures of water. It really makes you question, what does a truly advanced civilization look like?
And I think the film suggests that true advancement isn't just about tech. It's about wisdom, about understanding the interconnectedness of everything. It's about coexisting with your environment, not dominating it.
I like that. There's a real sense of peace to these aliens, even though they clearly possess immense power.
Yeah.
And the film suggests they've been watching us, right? Like for a long, long time. They're not reacting on impulse. They're taking the long view.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're playing the long game. And when they do intervene, it's not out of aggression, but out of, I'd say, a sense of responsibility. Like in the extended cut, they send that warning wave, those tsunamis, almost like a parent disciplining a child who's about to hurt themselves.
It's a powerful moment, and it really highlights the contrast in how humanity reacts to the unknown. We've got the military, personified by Lieutenant Coffee, whose gut reaction is pure suspicion and hostility.
Ah, Coffee. Yeah, he's a fascinating character study. He's driven by that Cold War paranoia, where anything you don't understand is an immediate threat.
It shows how quickly fear can shut down curiosity, any attempt to communicate or understand something different. It's like the film is saying, this is what happens when we let fear guide our actions.
It's a cautionary tale, for sure. Coffee becomes a tragic figure, consumed of the pressures of the deep and his own anxieties. He tries to nuke the aliens. It's a complete failure of imagination. Instead of trying to understand, he defaults to the most destructive solution he can think of.
Yeah, and his actions, they have real consequences. It's like the film is saying, look, this is where a purely militaristic mindset leads you, especially when you're dealing with something you can't comprehend. But then you've got Lindsay and Bud, who represent a different side of humanity.
Oh, yeah. They're the ones who are open to the mystery, willing to learn.
Yeah.
Their journey into the abyss, it's not about conquering. It's about discovery.
And it's that openness that allows them to eventually communicate with the aliens, right? They put aside their fear and choose to engage, and that makes all the difference.
It does. And Bud, especially, has that pivotal experience in the alien city. He sees their power firsthand, this ability to observe without directly interfering, at least at first.
Right. Which brings us to that question of freedom, right? We've got the freedom to make our own choices, but what happens when those choices threaten to destroy us?
Yeah, it's like having this cosmic babysitter who's watching us, waiting to see if we're going to learn from our mistakes. It really makes you think about what responsibility comes with freedom.
It does. The film seems to suggest that maybe we're not always responsible enough to handle our own freedom. Maybe we need that external pressure, that knowledge that someone's watching, to keep us from going too far.
It's a fascinating concept, and it makes you wonder if this kind of observation is a common thing in the universe. Maybe advanced civilizations have this unspoken agreement to keep an eye on younger species,
Yeah.
to nudge them in the right direction when needed.
As sort of galactic neighborhood watch, it's a great way to reframe the whole first contact narrative, right? Instead of aliens arriving in spaceships, they're already here, they've been watching us evolve. And their intervention isn't about conquest, it's about giving us a chance to learn and change. So when we talk about freedom in the abyss, it's not just about individual choice, it's about our collective responsibility, our responsibility to ourselves and to this potential future where we coexist with other intelligent life. It's about being worthy of the freedom we've been given.
And it really makes you think about the role of external forces in our development, right? Does true progress come from within, or do we need a little push, a cosmic nudge every now and then?
So, listeners, that's something for you to ponder. We've talked about how the abyss presents this really unique view of first contact. How does this idea of silent observation, of potential intervention to course correct, sit with you? Does it make you hopeful? Does it scare you? Think about how other science fiction stories handle alien encounters. What does this film tell us about our own hopes and fears when it comes to meeting other intelligent life out there in the vastness of space? Thanks for diving up with us.
Always a pleasure. Until next time.
See you next time.